Welcome to episode number 2 of Things Muslims Didn't Know. If Iqra was the first revelation, why doesn't the Quran begin with it? The first words of the Quran revealed to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ begin with Iqra, which means read. So here's the question: if that was the beginning of revelation, why doesn't our Quran begin with Sūrah Al-ʿAlaq? What was the first revelation? The famous narration of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha.
In the stillness of the cave, a profound light began to shine.
In Sahih Bukhari describes how revelation began.
In the quiet depth of this cave, a light began to shine.
The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was in the cave of Hira when the angel Jibreel came to him and said, "Read." The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ replied that he could not read. Then Jibreel alayhi conveyed the opening verses. Read in the name of your Lord who created. He created man from the clinging substance. Read, and your Lord is the most generous. These are the opening verses of Sūrah Al-ʿAlaq. So why is Sūrah Al-ʿAlaq Surah number 96? Here is the key. The Quran was not revealed from beginning to the end in the order in which we read it today. The revelation came gradually over approximately 23 years. For example, Surah Al-ʿAlaq was among the earliest revelation, while other passages were revealed many years later. But when you open the Muṣḥaf, that means Quran Sharif today, you find Sūrah Al-Fātiḥah, Sūrah Al-Baqarah, Sūrah Al-Imran, and Sūrah Al-ʿAlaq appears as Surah 96. So there is the difference between the chronological order of revelation and the arrangement of the Quran in the Muṣḥaf. Who decided the arrangement? This is where we need to precise. The Prophet ﷺ has scribed who wrote down the revelation. When verses were revealed, he instructed his scribes where the verses belonged. There are authentic narrations showing that the Prophet ﷺ identified the placement of revealed verses within particular surahs. For example, Zayd ibn Sabit radiallahu ta'ala anhum described that collection of the Quran and the companions' work with the written material after the Prophet's death. As for the exact arrangement of all the surahs, classical scholars discuss different positions about whether it was entirely established by the Prophet ﷺ based on the companions' agreement or involved both. So we should not present disputed scholarly matters as an undisputed fact. Then why does Al-Fātiḥah comes first? What we can say with certainty is that Al-Fātiḥah has an extraordinary status. The Prophet ﷺ described it as the greatest surah of the Quran. And look at its content. It begins with the praise of Allah. All praise belongs to Allah, Lord of the worlds. It speaks about Allah's mercy and the day of judgment. Then, you alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. And finally, guide us to the straight path. So Surah Al-Fātiḥah contains praise, worship, dependence upon Allah, and a direct request of guidance. The important distinction. So was Iqra the beginning of revelation? Yes. Does that mean Surah Al-ʿAlaq should be the first surah of the Muṣḥaf? No. The order of revelation and the order of the Muṣḥaf are not the same. When we don't have an explicit authentic text explaining a particular wisdom, we should say Allah knows best rather than turning an interpretation into fact. So what are the conclusion of the video? The next time you open the Quran, remember its order is not simply a timeline of revelation. It is the Muṣḥaf that the Muslim Ummah has preserved and recited for generations. See you in the next episode of Things Muslim Didn't Know. Stay tuned with Rutba Chronicles. Till then, fi aman Allah.